For generations, Kikuyu marriage was not a complicated ritual system, but it was a carefully ordered social covenant. This book introduces the concept of rectification ceremony. My name is Mzee Njuguna Mwangi.
Wow, it is my great pleasure to welcome all our listeners and viewers to this engaging session. The United Kenya Club remains a dynamic space for unity in diversity, and we are delighted to have you join us as we continue to share insightful conversations from within our community. I am Kinyanjui Mushai. I'm a member of the United Kenya Club, and I happen to be the chairman of membership. Today, we are especially honored to host a distinguished speaker, Mzee Njuguna Mwangi, who is not only a respected voice in his field, but also a valued member of our club. His presence reflects the richness of experience and thought leadership that defines the United Kenya Club. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. Mzee Njuguna, karibu.
Asante sana.
A bit of an intro. Let me just tell these good people a bit about you. You trace your ancestry to two Kikuyu clans, namely Gadhumbati and Muga.
Correct.
Therefore,
before you go, both Aidherado.
Both Aidherado. Amazing. Therefore, you are a Mudirando wa Balea Gadhumbati.
That's correct.
That is correct. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Your interest outside economics was first planted in your youth mind by some scholars in sociology and social anthropology. Among those teachers, there was a distinguished scholar named Dr. Walter Rodney, who wrote a seminal book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. As the mentioned book opens your eyes to social effects of European colonization and imperialism. Wow. As a mature adult, husband, father, and grandfather, that interest has grown, covered both your own Kikuyu heritage and global events in particular, researching on histography and evolution of Abrahamic religion tree, which founded the doctrine of one God and the prophets. With these three branches, namely Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, and how they continue to impact on the social, economic, and political lives of Africans to this day.
That's correct.
Wow, this is awesome. I think based on what I have read about you, I think that is what has informed you picking this step. And I think your concern was that many youth today show increasing ignorance of their culture, heritage, including that of their own family history.
That's correct.
Decades of research and documenting them in your books is a small attempt to remedy this ignorance, at least your own ancestry and the Kikuyu culture. You have achieved this work, but you have achieved it by relying on contributions from family members, friends, history scholars, and professionals. Your hope is that your research work will provide awareness to family roots and thus strengthen young Kenyan youth's sense of both culture and individual identity. Amazing. This is quite a feat.
It is.
Before us, I see some books. Care to explain where we are going to start in terms of the conversation?
Thank you very much, Bwana Director. As you stated, my background started with being exposed to Christianity when I was baptized in June 26, 1954. Wow. It also coincided with me being an errand boy of our Mukuru, who was a Modumugo, a medicine man, as opposed to the derogatory word which the colonialists gave people like him as witch doctors. They are not witch doctors.
Oh. Correction.
Correction.
Nice.
And the reason why I say so, during my research, and this is background to what made me want to write these books, is when my eyes were opened that Christianity as brought by colonialists was not the Christianity that was started in the Council of Jerusalem, 48 to 50 AD.
Okay.
That aspect, I'm bringing it because it has consequences to the cultural distortions that the missionaries brought. That's why I bring it up front.
That's right.
I want to point out that in that council, that is when Gentiles were brought to Christianity. And most Christians up to date only hear Gentiles were brought to Christianity. Nothing more is said. Who is a Gentile? Gentiles is anyone who is not Jew and therefore was not brought up observing Moses' laws, mitzvah or mitzvot, 613 commandments, Moses, whereas most of people know that there were only 10. They were not 10, and there still are 613 because Judaism is still there.
Awesome.
The place that will sow these seeds of my first book is non-observant of what was decreed in the Council of Jerusalem, which is captured in Acts of the Apostles, chapter 15, verse 20 onwards. In summary, that council recognized three things. God created all human beings to be where they are with their culture. God created, he had the power to create only one monolithic group, but did not do so. And that is what those creation and God not wanting to use his power to create only one group is the one now that informed that council of the way forward that all Gentiles are brought to Christianity, recognizing each people where they are culturally is God who put them there with a purpose which none of us knows why. And therefore, the Council of Jerusalem decreed that only 4 things each culture was to stop practicing. Worship of idols, don't eat meat or drink the blood of those slaughtered for idols. Circumcision of boys is not going to be required as was needed under Mosaic laws. And the other one is immorality. 4 things. However, when the Christianity was brought to us, it was not that Christianity that recognized only the 4 things that the council wanted removed from all cultures. They actually ignored the decree, and the colonizers actually used as their governance policies the doctrine of slave Bible Yes, you heard me correct. In 1807, there was a Bible called Slave Bible that was a redacted version of the Bible as you know it, that was only emphasizing servitude, subjugation of the slaves and the blacks in Africa. And that is why, using that, you saw missionaries demonizing his culture in total. And for those people who do not know, that is what led to Pope Francis in 2022 apologizing the Catholic Church and all other churches, for your information, to note that annihilating of cultures was not one of the required. And therefore, in order to bring that aspect, which was bedrock of my books, I started now documenting what culture should have been among the Kikuyus.
Oh, nice. I like that. So that is the genesis of you being not only an author, but a published author.
Yes.
So I can read here that what this first manuscript says is the Kikuyu marriage, Ugoraniwa o Gikuyu. Give us a bit more context, because when you talk of Ugorani, I'm thinking about marriage. And I think having just gone through, there are some stages that people go through. Can you to give us more context on the same?
I'll give you context in two things.
Yes.
If you look at the title,
Yes,
I said Kikuyu marriage,
that's right.
the center for expansion of the 10 clans of the Kikuyu.
Okay.
So it was meant to remind people that we are followers, or we fall clan-wise, Mehiriga, the Kedamuyuru.
Sorry? Kedamuihuru.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Kikuyu and Mobi had 10 daughters.
Yes, that's true.
But Kikuyu do not completely tell you the truth of how many children they are. So that's why Keda, full 9, Keda Muyuru.
Tikomi.
Asha Tikumi.
Awesome. We learn every day.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that's why I wanted people to know and be reminded we each follow or fall within one of the 10 clans, Keda Muyuru.
Kedamuihuru.
And therefore I took marriage as a tool of how the Mehirigas expanded. And that is why then I wanted now to bring in the various stages, which was very well organized, as each stage had a role to play, whether touching the people who want to get married, their parents,
Okay.
and their clans.
Okay.
For the simple reason, the Kikuyu marriage is the role of the clans,
Okay.
not an individual.
So
You cannot sell. You cannot have Udoni alone.
that's true. Mzee Njuguna, this is very interesting. And I realize here we have Ugorani,
Yes.
and now we have Odhoni. Can you care to explain? Because even others think even Kihiko. Why is it Ugorani, Odhoni, and then the various stages you alluded to?
Thank you.
I think from where I sit, there may be 2 or 3. I've seen, I read somewhere, there are 16.
Actually, I'll bring up front that the two words mean the same when we are talking about the process.
Okay.
Both of them are the same.
Okay.
However, some of the queries that were raised by the readers, especially the women, they said they feel when the word is Ogurani, they feel as if they are goats or sheep being sold in the market.
Oh, in the market.
In the market.
They feel like they're commodities.
Yes.
My goodness.
And that is the reason why I then decided that Udhoni is more politically correct.
True that, yeah.
Even though when I start now going into details,
That's right.
I'll be able to expand and point the difference of the various cultures of the world, because there is also confusion there.
Okay.
But and that is where you find even people think they know English, and I'm bringing this up front.
Mm-hmm.
They think that when they say dowry, they mean rurashio, which is not the case at all.
What is the case?
The case rurashio is called bride wealth or bride price.
Okay.
There are two cultures in the world, and in the past they used to be 50-50.
Okay.
The whole of Asia and Europe used to be on the dowry system.
That's true.
Africa and the Pacifics, they were on the bride wealth.
Bride. Is that the bride price?
Bride wealth or bride, they are two words used interchangeably.
Awesome. That's okay.
But I'm bringing that because it's one of the things that has been clarified in our book. But since before long we are going to start talking about ratio, I wanted to use the correct word. You use the word ratio because that's the language you understand.
That's true.
Wacha ile ya Kiingereza because utaanza kujisema utapotea. So coming now to the stages.
Yes. How many are they first? I mean,
there are actually 16 sittings.
My goodness. For one bride or 16 brides?
For one.
Oh my.
Because each one had a specific reason.
Wow. Care to explain?
Of course I am. That's why I'm here.
Awesome.
When a young man gets a girl he wants to marry, the first person he used to run to, the mamawe.
Mamawe, the uncle?
The uncle in English.
Yes.
But we do know Mama Yamudo is the brother to the Yama.
The maternal uncle.
Yes.
Because the paternal uncle was Fafamunyini or Fafamukuru.
Our Mukuru kana our Munini. Our.
We learn every day.
Good.
Awesome.
So he would tell the uncle, Mamawe, that girl, and the uncle would now see whether it is suitability. Then after that, the boy will ask the uncle to, and I have explained a lot, to show him how he can brew a beer to inform the father he has found a girl.
Oh my.
This is very important because in that first sitting, that is when the saying kwi mihiriga itaguranagira.
Okay.
Kwi muiretu uria ni kiere kia njira-ini kana ni kihia kia njira-ini. Uria ni muiretu ni kiguta, very lazy. Ni kiere kia njira-ini kana ni kiguta.
Kiguta, I understand. Kiere kia njira-ini.
It means that girl is of loose morals.
Oh. Okay.
And therefore, the father would not want such a girl to be married because he is afraid that even the child comes out of that woman might be somebody else.
Oh my goodness.
So it served a purpose.
I hear you.
Because the boy was counseled by the father about the suitability of that girl.
Of the girl.
Imagine the wisdom that have counseling.
Wow. Now, the young man has brewed some alcohol for the father so that those scenarios can be addressed. What if in that homestead maybe the father doesn't take alcohol? How do we deal with that situation?
That is a very good question because even today, there are some sections of Christianity who actually are misguided about the role of alcohol in Kikuyu marriage.
Okay.
Let me first of all state that there is no difference of the Kikuyu taking alcohol during that ceremony. For we say, dia ya mabura nejono, meaning they don't drink to get drunk.
Okay.
It is identical with like the priest give wine.
When you're taking communion,
When we are
whatever,
taking
you just
communion,
take a drop.
A drop. It is identical. With
Symbolic.
Symbolic.
Ah, awesome.
Second, alcohol is nowhere demonized in the Bible. And I repeat, it is not demonized.
Okay.
Because in any case, Jesus would not have turned water into alcohol.
The first miracle he did.
It's the first miracle if it was demonic.
Awesome. So now that we've done now step 2,
Yes.
what is the third stage from there?
So once the father accepts the drink from the boys,
That's right.
then he takes over the matter and he'll brew a second beer, which was called Johia Rora,
Who brews this beer?
the father.
Oh,
of
so the son does the first.
But he asked, actually, the son does not. He asked the uncle to show how the beer can be brewed.
So who brews it?
Oh, the men of the clan, they will be
Oh,
called
so there are people who actually undertake to do
Yes.
this. Oh, nice.
on behalf
So
of.
now the father has taken over.
He has accepted the girl,
That's right.
and the boy has been cancelled. If the answer is negative, he has been cancelled as to why that girl is not suitable.
Okay.
Then after, if it is if that accepted, then the father of the boy brews another one called Johia Rura, and Rura is creating friendship with the potential Mudonua. That one had nothing about the marriage will be mentioned. This now comes to the third one, which you told me to address. That one is called Johi ya Kuheana Kihi. The beer when the boy is given away.
Okay. Oh, the boy is given away.
Hey,
Of course, it's a girl who gets given away.
now can you tell me? Do you hear people go ona nugwegetunyu mwana na ikagirio Mungu? Have you ever heard that expression?
I've heard it. Care to explain?
Where did it come from? Have you ever thought how it came from?
Someone was observing a nogo.
Maybe, but
But
it came. That is the time when the father of the boy introduces his son to the potential father-in-law.
oh my. Wow.
And then the people who would have come with the father of the girl to drink that Johia Koheana Kihi,
Yeah.
that's the time when you ask, we have accepted mwanake no Mungu ni uliku,
Aha.
because you said nugwegetunyu mwana rikagirio
Mungu.
Mungu ni uliku.
Ah.
And that is, like I explained in the book, they say that in your compound there is a mwate, meaning a girl we would like to come
Our side. So this ceremony is happening at the boys' home.
Yes.
So we've not yet gone to the girls' home.
No?
Oh, fine. Wonderful. I had no idea.
No, those are preliminaries.
That's right.
And the purpose, and people should realize and see how Kikuyu's wisdom was illuminating. The reason why the boy is being given is so that the boy can also be vetted by the girl's clan,
Potential in-laws.
potential in-laws,
Wow.
just like the girl was.
So vetting is both sides.
Yes, exactly.
It's not.
No.
So we've been having it wrong all this time.
That's correct.
Amazing.
It was distorted
Exactly.
by the missionaries who came.
The word is distorted.
Distorted. Because there is, up to there, you can see there is nothing that conflicts with the Christianity. Nothing.
Wow.
Anyway, so that is the purpose of kuheana kihi, so that he will be vetted. Which now brings us to the fourth sitting. The fourth sitting is actually where the official engagement of the two clans start. And that fourth sitting is the one, the beer that will be brewed, because there was, just like the mass, you have to have wine.
True.
Beer of asking the heart of the girl. Johia Julio.
Ya Jorio.
Yes.
Ya kuuliza swali.
To ask
Yes.
the hand of the girl
Oh, nice.
in marriage. That was the official start of point. And that is the one that is being nowadays distorted. People think that you plant madhige.
Kuhada idege.
That is not correct,
Wow.
because the first thing is to ask the heart of the girl.
The girl.
If the person who will be telling you kuhada idegere, then they'll be asking them, when will the sitting of asking the heart of the girl take place?
So they've jumped a step.
We
Essentially.
distorted the step, because madhige comes much
Once
later.
is confirmation.
Is actually the last two.
Wow. 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 Amazing. So we are going to the fifth step now.
Yes. After that, before we go there, I want to emphasize that when the beer is brought, the Kikuyus first for greeted, and then they are fed. And then the beer is tasted for acceptability. And they are told to name to give the Johi the name. The moment they say Nea Julio, if the boy had issues, they will be told, your beer is very good. But here we do not have a place where Mwatena Harika, because the Johia Julio was escorted with you and a kid, Mwatena Harika.
Okay.
You told beer is good, but in this compound we don't have any door where you can take your Mwatena Hari.
Naharika.
That boy has been refused. But the beer will be drunk.
Oh, the alcohol doesn't go back.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It
nice.
served a very important role. Because when they are drinking it, the boys' clan will ask, Mwatolega Niki.
Oh, so they'll still have a sitting.
No, the same sitting, because they are conversing.
They're not, it won't turn into a fight
No.
after
No.
the alcohol.
Because they will say, Mwatolega Niki.
Okay.
Then they will be told, go and counsel your boy to correct A, B, C, D.
Oh, nice.
So you see, that is counseling. The boy is counseled, just like the counseling when the father of the boy was dealing with the girl.
So a question, Mzee Njuguna, all these processes, what timelines are we looking at?
The timeline is, if the people are village in the same area, they will have it when they decide to have it. But if somebody comes from very far away, there is, my book explains how the people from far would come informally and engaged with their age mates and get to know whether their boys will be accepted.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
if they
Advance party.
advance party
Nice.
informally.
Uh-huh.
So when they
So
come,
there is no alcohol.
There is no sitting in the Kikuyu setup.
Nice.
Just like you cannot have a mass without what? Alcohol.
That's right.
But remember, it's for sipping.
True.
So that people should know that then I'm not going into details how it was done by the people from far.
Okay.
But suffice to say, they could combine many steps.
So that you have fewer sittings.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So
makes sense.
Yes, that if you are prepared, we have this beer for this sitting, and that and that and that.
Nice. So the next step after this is
Kunerwo miti.
Oh, firewood?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it was a twig, and I've seen it done by our mukuru.
Okay.
It was literally the twig. Remember, Kikuyus were not literate. They would break a twig, and then they would say, first of all, no ratio can be called ratio if that sitting is not done.
That's right.
Because ratio becomes ratio because it was given a name.
A name.
So a twig is cut, broken, and say in our clan, the first thing we need is A, B, C, D.
That's right.
So that piece of twig is now given to the person who will collect it when it is being brought.
And it has a name.
It has a name.
So there's that's the symbolism of the twigs.
Yeah, every twig represents Ito Iriamareda.
Oh, nice. So how many metes would be?
Yeah, but they have a twig can be broken many times. And once the men have asked all the things they want, whether it is animals, whether it is go, whether it is okay, whatever it is.
Okay, so there's no standard in terms of how many twigs?
No.
It's based on the clan.
On the clan.
Ah, right.
In the Kikuyu, there was no uniformity because in Kikuyu land, there are people who were living in semi-arid areas like Deya or in central region in the lower area. They did not have as much economic wealth like the people in the higher...
In the highlands.
So, ratio was not uniform.
Okay, that's good for clarity.
Then, after that, once they know how much they will be, both men and women have asked what it is that they will be brought. I'll skip the two stages of how the ratio was brought.
So, okay. Why are you skipping?
Because if I tell you everything, then you not find it important to go and read the book.
Very important. Thank you.
But I can say that the sixth Ikreho, there is beer, johi, nakabuli, gaguthukumithia mburi.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming.
Yes.
At least touch on that so that...
the reason why that one is coming,
yes,
because the things you are asked to bring was brought in two phases. You, on the eve of the day of bringing the full ratio, the full bride wealth, a few were brought the previous evening by young boys who will come and push those small ruminants mainly. Goat and sheep into the mother of the girl's home. That is where, you remember they were shown during Julio, where the Mwatina Harika Ikoige.
Where they're going to take them. Oh, that is where they are to be taken.
Yeah, because once accepted.
Beautiful.
And by the way, when Mwatina Harika have been entered in that compound, no suitor, I forgot to mention that no suitor, gutiri andu angi mwangiuka kuria mwiritu ucio. Koguo kuhinga mwiritu ndakorio wekagwo na mwati na harika gwitikirwo.
Nice. Wow, Mzee Njuguna, this is very informative. Care to explain or elaborate a bit more on the
Julio?
Mwate na harika.
Oh, sure.
In English, please, so that
Mwate and harika is you and the young of a sheep and young of a goat.
okay. Once they're taken,
And the reason why they are given, first for they are virgin,
Okay.
and there is a reflection that even the girl is expected to be so. Second, it means that once you have you and kid, the girl's home will never lack bully,
okay.
because in the old days, the small ruminants were like money,
Currency.
Wow. So that is the reason why it was very important. And the moment, and this is the one in which I think people go haywire, once the suitors are shown where the you and the kid goes, that is to know the home state, because they have been shown the door.
The door.
Ni kumenya mushie.
All right.
And once that is done, that girl, nobody else can come to ask her hand
In marriage.
in marriage.
So her fate is sealed.
Her fate is sealed.
Beautiful.
And in the modern day, you can say as if it is a betrothal, actually.
Oh, nice.
Now, I move quickly to the next one. That and I said I'm not going to the details, the
Sure.
process of bringing the ratio,
That's right.
bridewell. Suffice to say that it is done in two installments. One, small ruminants were brought in the eve of the day, that the rest were supposed to be brought. And when the boys' clan come carrying all the things, they will find that the homestead of the girl is barricaded. And it will be opened once they produce two things. Johi, to urinate, Johia udhugumithia buri, meaning that the ruminants that were brought the previous evening, they have been urinating in the mother of the girl's home.
Compound, yes.
And therefore, they didn't have permission. So, but this is said in jest. Then, kaburi, kamwe, a young goat or sheep, to sweep the mavi,
Okay.
bibi. So that is the sixth. But once those two things are produced, there is gemi, a relation, and everybody is welcomed into the compound.
Okay.
And each person then takes whatever the stick they were given to the person who kumwaura, the one who received.
Mete.
Yen indo iria cianyitĩrĩirwo nĩ mũtĩ ũrĩa maheirwo.
Nice.
So then the next one is how the food was eaten.
Okay.
And johi that will be drunk in that sitting erago, johi ya kumagaria ũhiũ wa kũracio, the food and drink of escorting the bride wealth.
Wow.
Tukitoka hapo,
Yes, sir.
is where you are telling me we go to. And that is the eighth sitting. Ya gũkũnjĩrwo mĩtĩ.
Gũkũnjĩrwo okay.
Yakiunirwo.
Nĩ aunirwo. Wauna ũkũnja tena.
Now,
Yes.
it was a process.
Oh, nice.
When the first condition is that, and people will read, you must have brought at least that small ruminants the previous evening to ask for that sitting. And when it is done, there are words you hear, the words that, and I'm just going to say the words that you normally, I'm not going in details about how it went, but you hear idoshianyunisia Kenya.
Okay.
Whatever you have asked has reached.
Has reached.
This is one who will bring the bride wealth, and he will never miss.
He will never miss, or it will never end?
No, murashia umwe, because it's singular. Murashio umwe
Otatera.
so it is singular.
Okay.
Meaning that person
Will always come
to bring the what was asked.
And that's what the question I'm asking. When I hear murashio otatera,
Yes.
it sounds like you will always continue. There's always this assumption you can never finish paying the right price.
There are two things here. What it says that person basically has not fulfilled all that was asked. He could even have brought nothing.
Oh, okay.
But there will be no shame. You will not be shamed. Murashio motate.
Otatera.
And it will be put there. That string. I missed one step, because normally you get a small strip twig, karwa of a hide of a sheep or whatever, and that is the one that was put on the floor there. And when each twig is brought, it is put on top of that,
The height.
the small strip.
Yes, yes, yes.
And when all that process is complete, the things have arrived. Murashimota tera. The master of ceremonies will now tie all those twigs. That's why you say kohe.
Oheromete.
And he will raise it and say, idoshienyu shio denishi ya Kenya.
Kenya.
Then he says, the bride wealth is to cement the relationship between the two clans or two families. The third word will be, the bringing things of marriage. That process never ends. And then that bundle is then thrown to the place where there is dust where takataka is put. You have seen Idosianyusi ya Kenya, and that place will never fail.
Oh, okay.
So, meaning, anytime you bring out something, tutakula tu.
Wow.
So phase 1 ends there.
Beautiful. That is awesome. Thank you.
That is phase 1?
That's phase 1. Bwana Njuguna, thank you very much. I think that was very informative. It was also very powerful, and I now know why more than ever we need to interact with the material and understand these processes. I had no idea. So now that we have gone through to the first 8 steps of Odhoni, we'll take a small break, and when we do get back, we will address now the second phase, which will give us the 8 other stages we need to go through. So thank you, and keep it locked.
Well done. For generations, Kikuyu marriage was not a complicated ritual system, but it was a carefully ordered social covenant. This book introduces the concept of rectification ceremony. My name is Mzee Njuguna Mwangi.
Welcome back to phase 2 with Mzee Njuguna, as we continue to be guided by this published author on the second phase of the 16 steps of Odhoni. Karibu Bwana Njuguna.
Asante sana.
Yes, sir.
It's really a pleasure. And I must say that since most of our audience are Christians,
that's right.
This section is the one that will show as we go on that contrary to what the colonizing Christianity brought, the steps that were there were very well organized, each playing a part, and none contradicted the doctrine of Christianity.
Oh, nice.
None whatsoever. And here is a recap. When the Council of Jerusalem met, and the decrees are in the Acts of the Apostles, that the culture was left intact of all the nations of the world. And only those 4 things that are mentioned in that act is what our so-called pastors, some of them, should be addressing. There are other things which were brought, like killing the cultures, which were not part of that ruling. Having said that, now you said we are in phase 2.
Phase 2, right.
And in phase 2, it shows how well organized the Kikuyu culture was. Because now we are going to the phase 2 where Goima, and Goima are the ceremonies where an animal, a ruminant, was slaughtered and barbecued and eaten by specific people for the role they played in the whole process of Kikuyu marriage. Which would teach and elicit conversation to know that the Kikuyu marriage, not only was it an individual between a boy and a girl.
That's right.
Between the 2 families.
And
then the clan.
Oh, yes.
Because the first Goima was called Goimaya Muhirega.
Goimaya Muhirega.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So meaning, therefore, because the Muhirega is the one who owned the girl.
Belongs to.
Yes.
That's right.
So the one Muhiretu cannot dageja ke igoti. So he cannot receive any bride wealth. It's the clan members who receive
on
his behalf.
Oh, nice.
So the first Goima is Goima ya Muhirega.
Goima ya Muhirega.
Recognize the role played by the Muhirega in the bringing up the girl.
That's right.
And in itself shows the importance of the role of a clan. Because God created you to be in that clan.
That's true.
There was a reason. And in the Kikuyus, the reason that they are the ones who lead the process shows the wisdom they are in.
The
10th step, because that was the 9th step.
That was the 9th step.
The 10th step is Goima ya Kehoshiokeago. Another name for it, ya Dadhabuli.
Dadhabuli, yes.
I will not elaborate why it was so named. But there was a purpose.
But the explanation is in the book.
The explanation will be inferred in the book. In any case, he's the one who shot properly and the mtoto akatokea. Dadhabuli.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Then we go to we are now going to 11th.
That's right.
Goima. That Goima, and by the way, before I say, Goimaya Dadhabuli was eaten by the father of the girl. With his age mate or those called after his name, nobody else. Nobody else.
When you say called after his name, Arema Tuitoe.
Oh,
nice. Yes. Nice.
Then we go to the mother. The name of that Goima, and by the way, some of the Wazes who know, say that they know Kikuyu. If if you ask them what are the names of the various Goima, they will not even know.
My goodness.
I have heard them on the radio. They don't even mention them.
They're clueless.
They are clueless.
Wow. Wow.
That one is given to the mother of the girl.
Oh, nice.
And the name that is known most, people hear in a different context, Runo.
Okay.
So that Goima had Goima ya Runo, Goima ya Mwehio, Goima ya Mwego,
Okay.
or Goima. This word, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Ya kehunyiro.
Yes, I can see it there.
Just think about kuhunyerera ukirima.
Bas.
And I'll leave it at that.
That enough said.
Enough said.
Good.
Now, this Goima is very important because that is where most of our girls and women are getting lost.
Oh, okay.
They are getting lost because we say, Muiretu oinagirwo na runo rwa nyina. That means that the hem of the mother is the one that will be used for the girl.
The same standard.
Yeah, the same standard. In other words, what the mother was done, the daughter equivalent.
No more, no less.
But the girl who got children out of wedlock, there was no one to give the Goimayaru.
Oh, yes. Yaruno.
So that the children of that lady who never got married does not have Runo. Therefore, there is no reference point of when you are asking for the bride wealth.
Okay.
And this is where you find distortion. Big distortion has come from some women says Davie Kwegora.
Oh.
There is nothing like that because the marriage of the Kikuyu process is between two clans.
That's right.
Can I be sure anybody can clue me which will be the clan for this? For the boy side or the girl side?
That's true.
The simple thing they should be saying is nie dionire mundu wa kuhe maitu Goima
Yaruno.
Therefore I don't have.
So you eliminate it.
No. I look for it.
Oh, nice.
And that is where I want to correct here. The one who has Runo is the father of the girl.
Oh, the father of the girl.
Because the Mukania Goima. So the correct procedure should be the girl will look for things to give to the father, and then when he takes them to the Vingira, tell the father, I have brought these whom I have got with my hands.
That's right.
You bless me, and then you accept Runo, the Runo of my mother.
That's right.
Be used to the grandchildren.
Oh, nice. Because it's the same lineage.
Yeah, because that is one. That's how that girl will get a Runo.
That's right.
When she's the husband, I mean the father accepts. So it is not Kwigura.
Okay. So that one does not exist. It's not.
It does not
exist. It's a corruption.
It's a corruption.
That's right.
So the fourth, after that, the next people who are recognized in this process are women of the clan, of the girl's clan, young and old. And that is the one called Goimaya Tumia, all of the girl's clan. And that should be now the 13th.
Is it the same one that's Goimaya here?
No, Goimaya here is specifically for the mother.
That is right.
Which is eaten by. Even that name
by
is
her
used.
And
No.
The ladies.
The Mwehio, you are right. You are right.
Yes.
The mother, the 4 words, Mwehio, mwengu, kehunyero, kana runo can be used.
Okay.
However, when you come to the ladies or the women,
That's right.
mwehio can also use, because it applies
covers.
to, it is a cloth that is used by women.
That's right.
So it can also be called goimaya tumia. And goimaya mwe?
Yeah, mwehio.
Mwehio.
Nice, nice, nice.
So, after that, and then can you see they are being rewarded by being recognized, they are part and parcel of that bringing up the girl that is being married.
That's right.
In whichever way they interacted with the women, young and old, and they are recognized by being given that goima.
That's right.
The last goima is goimaya vegya kilige. And that is eaten by all the old and young men of the clan of the
girl.
Once that is eaten, the formal process of the Kikuyu marriage ends.
Wow.
The second step, the whole muheriga is not involved. And that is the one goimashia mugeduaithe. Mugeduaithe are the brothers of the father of the girl. This is agedaithe. If it is one, mugeduaithe. And that is, normally there are 5 goimas.
That's right.
And they are escorted by normally 8 gourds of pombe.
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, the symbolism. Yes. Which
is now one of the Kenya is taken, and the goima that will be eaten in that one, goibaya udhabia dara, kanayagushina dara, symbolizing that there is no more goimas to be slaughtered.
Okay.
They have completed the goima.
That's right.
The goima that will be eaten has also another name, yageteve. Goima yageteve. And that means niyagutithiri horo. Basically, to say things have gone on smoothly.
Awesome.
Everything is okay now.
I love the procedures going forward. I mean, it was very structured.
Yes.
These seem to be very knowledgeable people.
Then, it's God wakirinyaga wamahete ugi ucio.
All right.
Utanoka guthukio ni nyakeru. Now, the next Kenya, out of the 8, will be drunk by both parties. And that is the one called Johia Madhige.
Okay, Kanamahuti.
Kanamahuti.
Awesome.
And that one can be likened, if you are buying a shamba.
True.
Mukimalizana, munaweka
mpaka.
Bacon.
That's right.
Beacon.
Beacon.
That is the beacon of Udonu wa Mugiko.
Nice.
Meaning, the girl's clan now says, we have allowed our girl to cross over, meaning she will not be referred to as belonging to the clan of birth. From henceforth, she will be associated with the clan of marriage. That is where Madege was.
That's right.
The distortions that started coming, that people bring Madege instead of Julio, is the distortion brought by the colonialist missionaries. And especially when the emphasis of Johi, that saying, they felt as if it is an anthem. So that was the
distortion.
The distortion.
Okay.
Which means, therefore, the other Inya, which will be 6 now, will be used by the father to have a party, which he will invite his brothers and his friends.
Okay.
That's
right.
So basically, after that, there is only one other sitting, Johiaka Rekine.
That's right.
16th, and that was done when the women of the girl came to see Itara, to see where their daughter will be putting firewood. Itara. Now, since the women, the women will be Utoha, they will be dancing in a compound. Wazee will be drinking their beer under the castor oil bariki.
Oh, nice.
Because the father of the boy would have invited Mudonu.
Mudonu.
And that concludes the process of Ugoranwa Muikoyo. There is a second one which I will not go into. Kogurarelia Ohiwaro Ratio. It is there in the book.
Okay.
However, normally Kogurarelia came after the children, the eldest girl of that union, Abilia Kuruta to the Radogu. And for those people who do not know to the Radogu, is small titties.
Okay.
The girl. That is when, because most of the people, when they are getting married, they don't have all the mali.
True.
So they cannot complete all the process the same day.
At that time, yes.
But there are some people who, if they are rich, decided to hasten
the steps,
and they would ask permission to do it. But when their daughter became of age, they won't have one party.
Oh.
When the daughter became of Abilia Kuruta to the
When she becomes of age.
Yes. And therefore, that is now the first thing that concludes the process. So what I want, the take I want people to understand is how structured the whole process was and how directed it was in unifying the two families, amplifying the role of clans in the whole process. All those can be found in this book.
Amazing. And I'm saying this one is the
Kikuyu marriage with rectification.
So this is the one that is undoing the wrongs that have been practiced from time immemorial. You decided to catalog them.
Now you have said we finished the Kikuyu marriage.
That's right.
You didn't say, Bwana Director, the end. Rectification.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Uruguayshuli just means to smoothen.
That's right.
The places where there is
the wrinkles or creases.
So the crinkles were brought by the missionaries when they abolished our culture. Even saying that some of the things we are doing are satanic or pagan.
Oh my, yes.
Contrary to the Council of Jeru, which I keep back to. You
made reference, yes.
So, because of those distortions.
That's right.
The Kikuyus never made, I will put my words in a different way. There is no challenge without a solution.
True.
And the solution for people who followed the distorted route, and they started with Madege instead of Kurania, and they even forgot about the Goima, whatever they forgot can be cured within one sitting.
Oh, nice.
Within one?
One sitting. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Bwana Njuguna. Mzee Njuguna, this is such an honor. I think we have only just scratched the surface. There is so much we need to learn, understand, so that we can also implement going forward. The Swahili say, asiyefanya nini Mzee Njuguna? You're the wise old man.
No, I think the one that would apply here, asiye na mila ni mtumwa. So we would like our people not to be watumwa.
Exactly.
Created by the distortions of colonizing Christianity.
Awesome.
Colonizing Christianity.
That is awesome.
As opposed to salvation
Christianity. So as a published author, I've seen several manuscripts, several books. Can we quickly just touch on each so that we have directions? Is there a flow? Is there volume 1, 2, and 3, or they're all independent?
That's a very good question, brother. As I said, the first one,
Yes.
which you can be Urani,
Yes.
centered the Meheriga as the starting point.
Okay.
And the marriage, this one started that the Kikuyu, the clans, the 9 clans.
That's right. So we start here.
Yeah, we
The
started here.
Kikuyu Marriage Center for Expansion. This
Of the
is
Kikuyu
the volume
clans.
1 of the Kikuyu
That is the
clan.
first one.
Awesome. Maybe you can
This one,
point it to the camera.
this one
Yes.
elicited quite a lot of interest, especially by the young people.
Okay.
And we actually then summarized all the questions in a thematic manner,
That's right.
and all the questions are answered there.
Okay. Again.
That one.
Beautiful. So after that one, we come to the now Kikuyu Marriage and Rectification.
The questions are here,
Answered there.
answered there.
That's right.
Rectification came because of realizing that there are very many people who would like gushokia mukaro
Oh, nice.
by correcting where they missed.
Okay.
The system of doing that is very simple,
Okay.
because Kikuyu matia litohagia maudu.
Okay.
They never
Complicated things
complicated things.
or issues. Yes.
All one need to do is read the book and see the steps they have missed. All they need to do is now have a conversation with Adoni and ask, since we missed this and we would like to koroga ishuli,
That's right.
to rectify,
Yes.
what is the process? The process is clearly explained here, that all they need is study and see what each step entailed, and they fulfill that requirement among themselves.
That's right.
Then on the final day
Okay.
ya gwikira mukode muko,
God.
they will have a party and they will have johi, of course, and buzi ya gwika atia ya kuruga ishuli.
Kuroga Ishuri. Yes.
And the master of ceremonies will ask that beer to be named, and the names of all the steps missed out
Okay.
will be given to that beer.
So that beer.
And I've seen it in my own eyes in 1960s, 61, 62, 63.
That's right.
Our mukuru, who was a mudumugo, who is the only one who was given permission to have the ngira during emergency period, and the reason which is captured in this book,
Oh, nice. This one is beyond boundaries.
beyond boundaries,
Beautiful.
that Mzee is here under the title Unsung Hero.
Oh, nice.
He would, and the reason why he's unsung hero, I'm digressing a little bit,
Okay.
is because when in 1953, 12 people were executed by the Gati, the
The home guards.
Home Guards,
Okay.
the Mau Mau generals wanted to retaliate, and he persuaded them not to do that because they wanted to destroy a camp called Kiliku. Because he said after that, the retaliation that will come will make the infamous Rally massacre
Oh, okay.
be like a child's play.
Wow.
But he stopped that, and the reason why he was able to stop, because during the emergency period, he used to produce mugiteli,
Okay.
a protector to both the gati and the during the day, and the mau itu gati eta.
Wow.
So all that one is here.
It's captured there. Can you turn the book kindly so that at least...
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. And this one looks like it is also your memoir.
Yes. However, the bit I would like the people to know where we got lost is if they read the book, where it's Abrahamic religion.
Yes, the Abrahamic religion tree.
The Abrahamic religion tree.
That's right.
Because therein, if somebody can get it for me to show.
I think if they buy the book, they'll get it.
They buy, here it is.
They need to
also see it there.
Yes.
That the religion is one, started by Abraham, and then it started as Judaism. Then it grew as Christianity until the 7th century when Islam came.
That's right.
1054 when Orthodoxy came, and then the big Y, Protestantism and the Roman Catholicism.
That's right.
1517.
Wow.
However, the most important here, which is relevant to the Kikuyu marriage,
that's right,
is see here, because it shows what was decided in the Council of Jerusalem, which was not applied by the colonialists, and therefore they killed our culture of Kikuyu by not following the decree. So we can see this one is tied.
That's right.
Because it shows people where we lost the way. And we want to return to the path, recognizing that the Christianity in itself had no problem, but how it was brought to us by the missionaries who had, and the colonial administration who had ulterior motive of colonizing Africans. That route of bringing, colonizing Christianity, implementing the doctrine of slave Bible, that is where I would like our people to relearn some of the things they have learned along the way.
Amazing. Now my question to you would be, these manuals, these books, how much do they go for?
Thank you very much, Bwana Kinyajui, for asking that question.
That's right.
These books, each one, first of all, this one is out of print.
Oh, already?
This one is out of print.
Wow.
However, its content is contained in even a bigger depth.
Okay.
In this new book.
Oh, beautiful.
Which is 1,000 shillings in Nuria.
Okay.
At the United Kenya Club reception.
That's right.
Or it is going to be put in Amazon.
Okay.
Both in hardcover or electronic.
Okay.
Ebook.
So 1,000 shillings is about $8-9.
If you are in America.
That's right. I'm saying.
But if you're in Kikuyu, in Kenya.
Yes.
That will be the amount.
The price, that is fine.
Now, this one.
Yes.
Captures issues of belief systems.
Okay.
Which will illuminate some issues of what we think we know. Which we think we
know.
It is 2,000 shillings. And in America, in dollars, it is $24.99.
When you say $24.99, it's $24.99.
$24.99. Yes.
So $25.
$25.
Awesome.
Yes.
And locally, did you say it's available in Nuria Bookshop and Kibana Bookstore? and also
Yes.
via the United Kenya Club
That's correct.
reception.
That's correct.
Thank you. Would I get, if I buy it locally, would I get an autograph copy?
Of course.
If and when you're
It
available.
will be an honor for me to dedicate such book.
Awesome.
My parting shot will be,
Yes.
since you heard I'm not competing with some of the charlatans, if I may use those words, I want each one of you to read, cross-check, because there is a lot of cross-reference.
I say that, yes.
And you make your decision what I am telling you is the historical truth of how things happened.
With the facts.
With the facts.
Which you stated here.
Yes.
Amazing.
The all these cross-references.
So they're all related. So I urge our members to buy each and every one of these copies, interact with the material. What I've heard is transformational. Not only will this material or information be relevant to us now, but in the future going forward. This is a keepsake that every person should have in their library, and probably put it in your will as inheritance for future generations. So thank you, Mzee Njuguna. This is and has been a very informative session. I hope that bug that hit you, that makes you continue journaling your experiences, your expertise, and the knowledge you have, will not end here. I want to come back volume 5, 6 until we do volume 100.
Before you put a full stop,
I haven't.
I would like to point to you,
Yes.
as we talk,
Yes.
I have got another book coming in the next 2 months.
Wow.
It is about the Mau Mau.
Whoa.
Which is the one that captures the European enterprise of the Kikuyu land being taken, and Daramea saying that we must make the Kikuyus have as little land as possible, because by so doing, they will then go and work in our farms. It has statistics that show the density of population in Kiambu, Murang, and Gaki.
Okay.
In it, the use of policies of slave Bible doctrine as the blueprint of governance in the colonies will be more elaborated in that book. Because that, to me, I feel that is the history that every Kenyan person must know. Because we only hear about colonization. But in that book, I'm trying to make it, that colonization as it hits each one of the readers of my book.
Awesome.
Basically, the learning of what you thought you knew about colonization and about Christianity, the way it was brought.
That's right. Amazing. I think that has been an awesome session. Thank you once again, Mzee Njuguna, and of course the United Kenya Club for facilitating the space. I think I've had an amazing time just being filled with information. So thank you, sir, and hope to see you when you're launching the next book.
We will launch the 3 of them. I think I'm planning we launch the 3 sometime this end of the year. The 3 of them.
Awesome. Congratulations once again.
And the Mau Mau.
Beautiful.
It will be launched here.
Right here.
In the UKC.
Watch this space.
Watch this space.
Thank you very much.
For generations, Kikuyu marriage was not a complicated ritual system, but it was a carefully ordered social covenant. This book introduces the concept of rectification ceremony. My name is Mzee Njuguna Mwangi.